Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jay, and the content that I have for you today is so exciting that I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning because I feel like it's Christmas. I'm not even kidding. I could not sleep last night because I just kept running over everything in my head, and I've been so excited to film this video. This is my first ever party prep video. And you know, I love watching them on YouTube. I love watching other people cook and get ready for parties. I love it. And so it's definitely something that I wanted to break into and make videos for myself. But you know, I'm really busy, and you guys have heard me say a million times, I'm really poor. So I'm not hosting parties left and right over here right now. But I am hosting something today, an event. And I will get into that with you guys here in a little bit and kind of explain what I'm doing. It's actually a fundraiser event that I'm hosting. It's not even really a party per se, more an event. But I do have an entire menu planned out, and we're going to go over the whole thing together today, and I'm going to show you around the house and show you what I have set up and how the event's going to flow through the house and things like that. And I've been thinking about this all week. It's Saturday morning, and it's early. Well, it's actually not even that early anymore. It's 7:30 in the morning. We're gonna go ahead and get started. This video is gonna progress throughout the day. It's 7:30 in the morning. There are some food items that we're gonna go ahead and prep right now because they can just be hanging out in the fridge. And then after we prep these first couple of things, I'm going to take you around the house, explain the event, and show you everything. And then we'll come back a little later in the day to prep the rest of the food. I don't want everything prepped right now because I want everything to be really fresh. A couple of the items are going to be served hot, and I want those to be made kind of closer to the start of the event, which is 3 o'clock. People are going to start coming to the house at 3 o'clock. Again, at 7:30. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the menu with you. I have 2 items that I'm going to be making as appetizers, and I'm going to have them sitting out throughout the duration of the event, and the rest of the items are going to be more served for dinner. It's not very formal because I do still want people to be able to walk around and look at everything I have set up and participate in the event. So it is going to be kind of casual, but it definitely is still, for me, the menu's formatted like appetizers, main course, and then I've got a dessert. It's just not that we're all sitting down at a table and eating formally. So the 2 appetizers, I'm making a homemade pimento cheese. And I personally love pimento cheese. I purchase it pre-made from the store all the time to have in the house as a snack. I've never made it homemade before. And I think I got the recipe from All Recipes. I don't normally love All Recipes, but this one seems really basic, so we're just gonna go with it and see what we think. I'm also making tomato bruschettas. I love bruschetta, and I have a lot of the ingredients already here at the house for it, which saved me money, so we're gonna do those, and they're gonna be so yummy. And then for the main course, I'm doing a fall salad. It's going to have apple slices and dried cranberries, walnuts. I'm gonna have blue cheese crumbles on the side if you wanted to add that to it. I think I'm going to hard boil some eggs and dice those up and have on the side if you want to add some protein to it. And then I have a really delicious balsamic vinaigrette dressing that I purchased, and it's actually really an interesting dressing. I'm gonna show it to you guys later on, and that's kind of the main. And then to be served with it as, like, I guess kind of a side dish, but really it's more like another appetizer. It's just something to be served with the salad. I love doing salad with a side of bread. I just think they go so well together, but I didn't want to just do plain bread, so I'm doing brie and jam stuffed crescent rolls. And you guys, I bought crescent rolls. Could I make homemade crescent rolls today and be super impressive? Yeah, but I'm not gonna do that because I've got a lot going on today, and I really set your expectations realistically here today because this is my first time ever filming anything like this, and I definitely am doing it in a way where it's very manageable for me. I'm not going to get overwhelmed or stressed out. I'm going to just flow with the day. Everything is ready for this event except for the food, and I have to vacuum the couch. Otherwise, everything's done. I've cleaned, I have all the tables set up, everything is ready to go except for the food, and I did it that way on purpose so that I could film and make the food, because both filming a YouTube video as well as preparing food for an event are both big things. So to do both in one day, I definitely went into this like, what can I do to get everything out of the way so that I can just focus on this? And I think I did a pretty good job. So it's gonna be great. Yeah, so those are the main things. We have 2 drinks. Oh, dessert, I'm making apple crisp. I was originally going to make little mini individual apple crisps. I looked up several recipes, and I love to read the comments on recipes. I was not thrilled with any of the recipes I found, and I don't want to, going back to the stress thing, I don't want to tackle anything that I don't feel really confident going into, because I just don't want to create any stress or problems for myself. So you know what? This event is on the small end because I wanted to keep it manageable for me. So with it being such a small group, I'm just gonna make an apple crisp, and it's fine. I'll serve it, it's no big deal. So apple crisp for dessert. And then can you tell that I tried to do like an autumnal menu, which, you know, I feel like bruschettas are kind of summery, but for the most part, I was trying to do kind of autumnal flavors and colors and stuff. I have 2 beverages that I'm going to be serving. Warning, they're both alcoholic. You will be seeing alcohol in this video. I'll give you a warning again before I bring it out. I'm going to talk about it too because the 2 alcohols that I purchased are really cool, and so I wanted to show them to you. But I'll give you a warning before I bring them out. I'm not really sure what the protocol is on that on YouTube. I click not made for kids when I upload it. I don't know if I'm supposed to do anything more than that, but I'll warn you just in case it's triggering to anybody. But yeah, so the 2 drinks, I'm making an autumn mimosa. If you watched my Halloween vlog the other day, it's actually really similar to that drink, but instead of using the kind of, what even was that? It was like a sweet wine or something. I'm doing it more like a mimosa. So I've got a Prosecco that I'm gonna be using, and there are a couple extra different ingredients. So we'll go over that, it's gonna be really good. And then I did get all of the stuff to make Bloody Marys. I love Bloody Marys, and I know a couple of my friends who are coming do too. And we're doing olives and celery and bacon slices, and it's gonna be so good. So that is the menu, you guys. We have got a lot of really fun things that we're gonna make in the kitchen today. So we're gonna start with getting the pimento cheese made. Actually, we're gonna start with the bruschetta mix. I'm not gonna toast the breads yet. We'll wait and do that a little bit closer, but the bruschetta mixture is actually something that it's good to make ahead of time. I'll stick it in the fridge, and all those flavors are going to just combine and, you know, marry each other, and it's gonna be so dang tasty. So we're gonna do that first, get that in the fridge, it can hang out all day. Then we're going to get the pimento cheese made, put that in the fridge, it can hang out. I think I'll probably go ahead and throw together this the non-alcoholic ingredients for the mimosa, the autumn mimosa, and that can be in the fridge hanging out. So let's start with the bruschettas. We have tomatoes. Unfortunately, all of my tomatoes are now in the freezer, and you want to dice these. Frozen tomatoes aren't really great for that, right? So I did have to buy some. I've got a red onion, which I did pull out of my pantry, a couple cloves of garlic, and then this baby. You know what? I just pulled up my basil like a month ago. It's not even been that long since I had fresh basil in my life. And it's so funny because I knew that my store sold these, and I was looking around the produce area and I wasn't finding them, and we have shortages on a lot of stuff in our store right now. So I was like, oh, maybe they're not gonna have it. And then my nose found it before my eyes did. And I was like, I smelled it and I was like, where's the basil? And I found this and I was like, come to mama. So good, so good. My store grows these hydroponically, which I find very interesting. And yeah, guys, I wish you could smell this through the camera. It is just, so good, so good. Ugh. And then we do also have some garlic salt, some pepper, and then some balsamic glaze, which I'm about to finish this up. You can make your own balsamic glaze by just cooking down balsamic vinegar and reducing it and getting it nice and thick. But I really want to finish this up, so I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and get these tomatoes washed, and then we're going to dice up this entire red onion. You know, I probably will go ahead and dice up all these tomatoes. I've got 5. Just because even if we don't eat them all today for this event, I can just eat on it over the weekend. So I want to go ahead and make it all up. And yeah, we'll get all this thrown together. So I have learned in my time doing this channel that I hate chopping vegetables. I hate peeling vegetables and I hate chopping vegetables. It does not bring me joy. I don't like doing it. It makes my overall time spent on projects a lot longer. I don't like it. And so I was at Aldi's the other day, and I always go through that section of stuff where it's like, I don't know, like random stuff, right? There's like that aisle where it's just like blankets and kitchen gadgets and baby stuff and like random stuff. And I saw this. It is a Crofton food chopper, and it was $4. I got this for $4. So I was like, you're coming with me. And I did try it out the other day. I wanted to film it and it just didn't work out. But I tried it the other day and loved it. However, I used it when I made salsa verde the other day, and I was chopping green tomatoes. Green tomatoes are really easy to chop because they're not fully developed, right? Like the inside isn't as juicy and the skin is a lot harder. So I have my red tomatoes here, and I'm just going to core them quickly. And then I want to see, I have enough tomatoes that I could get away with it if it doesn't work out. I'm going to see if I can chop these babies using my new food chopper. And then I already know that I can chop my onion that way because I did it the other day and it worked out beautifully. Love this thing. The only thing is it does make your, like, you still have to kind of go back in behind it and do like a rough chop because some of the pieces do come out kind of big, but still much easier than going in and doing a fresh chop. So I just put the veggie in here like this. Let me see, it's gonna be hard for me to, let me adjust the camera because that's gonna be tough. Perfect. So I did notice that you don't want to get it too close to here because it kind of comes this way when I push down on it. But it's got this, and I cut myself on it on accident the other day. So these are actually really sharp. And then this pushes it down onto that. And I do have to put quite a bit of weight into it, but... All right, let's see what we got in here. Yes. So see what I mean? Like it still comes out, like the pieces are kind of chunky. And for a bruschetta, I don't want real chunky pieces, but I'd much rather just put this on my cutting board and do like a rough chop than have to go through and individually chop each of these. So this is beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and do that to all of these. And then, like I said, just do a rough chop on my cutting board. I have my tomatoes all chopped, my red onion all chopped, my basil chopped, and my garlic minced, and I did do a pretty fine chop on the red onion because I love red onion. I mean, I could literally just pop these in my mouth, but not everybody does. So I did do a pretty good chop on those, but my tomatoes are roughly chopped. I'm gonna go ahead and add all of this into my container here. We're gonna put the finishing touches on these. On this bruschetta mixture, and then we can move on to our pimento cheese. This is not the container that I'm going to be serving this in, but I don't really have any glass containers with proper lids. That is definitely something I'd like to add to my kitchen, but all in good time, you know. It takes time to build up your kitchen and your kitchen supplies and equipment and whatnot. All right, to that, I'm going to add a pretty hefty drizzle of olive oil. I'm going to add quite a bit of pepper. I have got quite a bit of acidity going on in there with the tomatoes, and then we're also going to be adding that balsamic, so I just want to put in like the smallest little sprinkle of sugar, tiny bit, like what was that, like half a teaspoon, tiny little bit, just to help cut some of that acidity. I don't think that'll be really tasty. And then lastly, I could also add salt to this, but we're going to put garlic salt on the little breads when we put those in the oven. I don't want it to be really salty, I don't think, so I'm gonna leave that out of the mixture. And then I'm gonna just put a small drizzle of the balsamic glaze in here. I'm going to drizzle them again at the end after they're all put together, but I want to make sure that I get some in here so that these flavors, like I said originally, can be kind of blending together and becoming one, and I think this is going to be so good. Oh my gosh. And I'm just going to kind of give this a rough mix. Shake it up here a little bit, and this baby can just sit in the fridge and get all tasty. And that's going to be so good on those little breads. So good. Oh my gosh. It is now a little past 8, and I'm really hungry. I'm ready for breakfast. So let's get this pimento cheese mixture going here. This one's going to be pretty easy to throw together. I don't really have any chopping to do or anything. For this one, I'm going to throw this in the sink. We'll give that a rinse. I have never made pimento cheese before, but I'm really excited to. And I have the recipe on my iPad here. Let's get that pulled up quick. So the ingredients for this are 2 cups of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, cream cheese softened, a block of cream cheese softened, half a cup of mayonnaise, 1 jar of diced pimentos drained. This says to put a jalapeno in there. I'm not going to. Some garlic powder, some cayenne powder, some onion powder, salt and pepper. Beautiful. So I've got all of that over here. You guys have heard me talk before about how I operate in my tiny shoebox kitchen. This is the space that I like to use as my workspace. I stand here, I have my camera set up here, and I really like this because I'm right by the fridge, and I have my silverware right here, and I have all of my spatulas and spoons and measuring cups right here, and so this is where I like to stand. I use this other section of my kitchen over here to put all of my supplies. I've got everything out. I'm able to just pull things as I need them, and I really like operating in my kitchen like that. It works out really well for me. Guys, it is amazing to me what I have accomplished in this tiny, tiny kitchen. And I think it's really good that I've learned how to work with such a small space, and it's gonna feel like such an extra blessing in the future when I do have my big kitchen. That's gonna be really, really nice. So let's get a container out here for this pimento cheese. I think this container is probably big enough. Might actually be pushing it. My cream cheese is not softened, so I think I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the bowl. I'm probably just mixing all these things together, right? Yep. Just mixing all these ingredients together. That's it. I'm just going to mush up this cream cheese a little bit and then throw it in the microwave for like 30 seconds. And I think that'll make it soft enough to work with. It's already actually not bad now that I'm doing this, but just to help. If you just throw the block in the microwave, it's not really gonna do a whole lot, right? So I am spreading it out like this, and that'll really help soften it up. So I'll go do that right now. Okay, and then I'm going to just roughly add half a cup of mayonnaise to this. That looks like about a half a cup. And then I read that you can use red pepper, like red bell pepper in place of pimentos if you don't have pimentos. I did not grow pimentos, but I do have plenty of red pepper in the freezer. So I really went back and forth on whether or not I should do that. But I did hear a lot of people say in comments and stuff that although that is an acceptable substitution, the flavor of the pimentos really make it. And I mean, it's pimento cheese. Like, you'd think that it would. So I did bite the bullet and buy diced pimentos at the store. And they look like this. And we're supposed to drain this. So I have one of these little smaller strainers, I guess, for when I don't need my really big one. Oh my gosh. Whew. Okay. So we will go ahead and drain these. Oh my gosh, those smell so good. Oh yeah, I think I made the right call. All right, there are my pimentos. Very good. And then I'm going to add in some cayenne pepper. Oops, somebody's laying an egg. I can hear them. That's been so much. I love the egg song. I don't know if like everybody's here for that, but I'm here for it. I love it. We've got some pepper that we're gonna add in there. Where's my garlic? Oh, literally right in front of me. Gonna add in some garlic salt. I think I want it to be, I think I want to add in quite a bit of garlic. That sounds really good, garlic salt. And then the last thing, I think I'm probably going to end up using this entire block of cheese. I actually feel really bad listening to them holler because it's so nice out here and I'm sure they want to get out and free range a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and let them do that really quick. They can stay out for a couple hours, I think, and that should be fine. Girls, you want some time out? You guys want to free range a little bit? No, this way. Come here, Aggie. Over here. Come on this way. There you go, baby girl. I was hearing the egg song. Let's see if they gave me anything this morning. Nope. Oh! Ooh, nobody's laid in this box yet. Oh, nice and warm. Love that. I wonder if that was Aggie or if it was somebody else. Who laid me this egg? Who laid me this egg? Was that you, Aggie? Guys, if you are not shredding your own cheese, like you can totally use store-bought shredded cheese for this pimento cheese recipe if you choose to try and make it. But guys, it really doesn't take that much extra work. It really doesn't cost that much more money because buying the blocks like this are cheaper than buying the shredded cheese. And I got this cheese grater at Walmart for like 10 bucks. And I've had it for a long time now and I've shredded many blocks of cheese with it. So, you know, it's really, in my opinion, worth it because the shredded cheese that you buy pre-shredded from the store has that non-caking agent so that the pieces of cheese don't clump together. And it changes the texture of your cheese. This cheese, and this isn't a high quality cheese. This is Aldi brand block cheese. It's not like fancy stuff, but it's gonna taste fresher and richer and better because I bought it in the block and shredded it myself. And so, I just really recommend doing that if you are not already doing that. Like I said, I'm definitely pushing the limits of this bowl that I chose here. Also, the recipe said 2 cups of cheese. This is a 3.5 cup holder for the cheese. And I filled it all the way up, so I don't think I'm going to use all of it. And I'll just put it in a Tupperware container and stick it in the fridge, and I'll use it for something. Or maybe I'll put it out later, and if people want shredded cheese on their salad, they can do it that. I think I'll do that, actually. That sounds like a good idea. And so now it's just a matter of getting this mixed together. Again, we have 1 block of cream cheese. I always use full-fat cream cheese when I'm making something for a party or an event because, you know, when you go to a party or an event, I feel like you're expecting to consume some calories. But if you notice, I am definitely stepping away from your typical cheesy dip, meatball, pizza. Like, you know, I have done my time with those. I have made many a buffalo chicken wing dip, jalapeno popper dip, queso cheese dip with chips, barbecue meatballs, grape jelly meatballs, and I'm not hating on any of those things. I love all of those things, but I really want to broaden my horizons and start putting out menu items for parties that are lighter, healthier, going to sit better in your stomach, because I have had plenty of times where I have drank my weight in beer and eaten my weight in buffalo chicken wing dip and barbecue meatballs, and I'm just like, what? And just don't feel good and don't feel, you know, like I did anything to nourish my body that day. So by having the bruschetta and the fall salad and, you know, yes, this is a cheese appetizer, but it's a homemade cheese appetizer, and it's the only thing that's, you know, like this. I can feel better about what I'm serving my people who come to my party, you know? So that's kind of my goal here. So this is all mixed together and looks really good. Now, I actually would love to try this because, again, I love pimento cheese, and I want to know if I need to add anything to that. I could add more cheese to it. I could add more garlic salt to it, you know. So let's try it here and see what we're working with. Oh, my camera is having a hard time focusing lately. That looks really good. That is so good. Wow, that is delicious. Those pimentos have a little bit of a kick to them which you would not have gotten using a red bell pepper. So I understand now why people are like, you should really use the pimentos if you can. I put in definitely enough garlic salt. I can taste the garlic salt, which I like. I like the taste of garlic. I could maybe add like another little bit of pepper, but all in all, this thing, it's pretty perfect. It's really, really good. And I'm excited to have this. You know, everybody expects there to be cheese at a party, whether that be in like a charcuterie style with, you know, meat and crackers, which I'm not doing, or in the form of some kind of dip, or, you know, what have you. So I think this homemade pimento cheese is going to be a really pleasant surprise. I don't think anybody will be expecting it or will have ever had it before at an event. And so I think that this is a good move, and I'm really excited about this. Okay, you guys, induct me into the club. I'm an official member. I am keeping this adorable glass jar that the pimentos came in. I definitely have seen the value in keeping containers, glass jars, especially for other preserving projects. And you never know when you might need a glass jar, especially one as cute and adorable as this little pimento jar. So, keeping it. Okay, you guys, let's talk about this event a little bit. So I just felt led to host a fundraiser, and it actually happened because, I don't know how much I want to say, something happened at work and with a patient, and it just kind of opened my eyes to this non-for-profit that we have here locally, and I just felt really called to find a way to give back. And I also really wanted to hang out with some friends, and so I came up with this idea, and I'm hosting, and it's gonna be an annual thing. I've decided I'm gonna host this every year, and it is a clothing swap. So if you guys have never been to a clothing swap before, it's basically where you bring your lightly used clothing items or something that you were gifted but don't really, it's not your taste, or something that you bought with the best intentions, never gonna wear, still have the tags on it. You bring those, and everybody brings it, and I'll lay them all out in their category, dresses with dresses, pants with pants, yada yada. And everybody goes through at the same time, goes through all of the clothes that were brought, and you can kind of take with you what you want, new to you, while also getting rid of some things that you're not gonna wear anymore, and maybe somebody else will be blessed with those items. And the way that I ended up doing it so that it's a fundraiser, you have to donate to participate. It could be as little as $1, I'll never know. Everybody gets a ticket just for participating, and I've got this cute little box here that I'm using for that. Everybody gets to submit a ticket just for participating, so I'm gonna have people write their names on these and put it in the box along with their donation, however much it might be. And then for every additional $5 that you donate, you can put another ticket in with your name. And I pull a ticket at the end of the event, and you win a gift basket. Let me show you how stinking cute this gift basket is that I put together. Keep in mind, I am poor, so I got all of this stuff at Aldi's, and I think I ended up spending, I spent about $25 on this basket, so not bad. I love Aldi's, you guys. Let me show you how cute it is. So I have this really cute candle, mocha latte scented, and I smelled all of them because they had different ones that said different things and were different scents. That one was my favorite. I've got some Reese trees, because let's be real, those are the best Reese's. I have some Ferrero Rochers, really, really good. This cute sign, sorry, I know it's like slightly inappropriate, but I was cracking up in all these. Talk turkey to me. Love that. And then this is on the other side. Cute, but I loved this one. And then they had this velvet plush Sherpa throw for 10 bucks. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. So it's not crazy extravagant or anything, you know, but it is really cute, a cute little basket. And like I said, I'll pull a ticket at the end of the event, and somebody will win this sweet little basket. So that's the money aspect of it, because I did want to try and be able to provide a monetary donation, because I'm sure a lot of these organizations really like that. But then also, you know what, and I didn't even tell you guys what this organization was. I'm not gonna give you the name. It is an organization that finds housing, emergency housing, for victims of domestic violence and their children. So if they're escaping a dangerous situation, they can contact this organization and they will house them. And from there, I'm not really sure. I'm sure that they have like other organizations that they're in contact with to help them beyond that. But this particular organization provides emergency housing for them in those really scary situations. And I feel very passionately as a woman who is very lucky to live in a safe home, and I grew up in a safe home. It is not lost on me how incredibly lucky I am. I definitely want to support women who are in those really unfortunate circumstances, and the children who's, it's not their fault at all. And, I want to be able to pitch in and do my part for that. And when that happened at work, it definitely solidified that for me. And then I learned about this organization through that situation. So that is what we're doing, and I wanted to be able to give a monetary donation, but then also any clothing that is not claimed through the clothing swap today will be donated to them as well. So yeah, you guys have already seen my fall decorations, but I did pick up the breezeway pretty good, and this is the first thing people will see when they walk in so that they can place their donation and figure out their tickets and whatnot. And then the kitchen's messy right now because I'm in the process of cooking, but I'm going to have the main food out on the counters here because I don't have any extra tables for food. And then when we move into the living room, nice and clean right now, I have a table set up over here. I've got some tissues and some hand sanitizer. I want everyone to stay nice and safe. And so we'll use this table for clothing. And then this spot right here in front of the fireplace, I have a huge 12-foot folding table that I actually purchased from a church sale. Tom and I will never forget it. Tom and I were driving by and there was a sign outside of this church that that there was a sale, and I was like, oh, I want to go to that. And they were selling their their banquet folding tables for their events. And I got it for I don't know, $25 or something, and it's 12 feet. It's huge. And I love having it. It's so convenient to have for events and stuff. But it is in the loft, in the shed, and I need Tom's help getting it down. So that's gonna go right here, and that's gonna be awesome to put clothes on and whatnot. I think I'm just going to have the pimento cheese and the bruschettas right on the table, which I gotta move that junk. But I think I'm gonna have it on the table here so people can munch on it throughout the event. And then if we come into the dining room, I have a little table in here that I'll use to put stuff on. And then this table over here, I'm going to use. I did tell people that they could also bring home decor items and kitchen things. I've got a waffle maker over here. I have 2 of them and I don't need 2 of them. So I'm putting in a waffle maker. Heidi's bringing a lightly used Keurig and things like that. So I didn't want it to just be clothes. I wanted it to be some household stuff too, just because I love kitchen stuff. It was kind of selfish, to be honest with you. So that's what I have my dining room table cleared off for over here, is for that. And then we've got this table over here, like I said, and that's it. I'm gonna have this door actually closed because I've got some junky junk up here. Don't want to have to worry about that. And I am gonna leave this open, although people are not going to be coming in here. I'm proud of it and I like showing it off. So for that reason, I'm gonna leave the door open so people can see it. But yeah, so I think the flow is gonna be nice. You walk in through the house and things are automatically explained to you. And then when they get here, I told everyone to come at 3 o'clock to bring their items so that I've got plenty of time to sort everything and get everything on the tables. And then the actual swap starts at 5. So everybody can munch on the snackies while we're sorting things and while we're doing the actual swap. And then I think the swap will probably take about an hour, maybe even less. I don't think it's gonna take us very long to go through it all. And then I'm going to start thinking about dinner at around 6, which means we are going to be getting the apple crisp and maybe not the apple crisp, definitely the brie and jam stuffed crescent rolls in the oven around 5:45. And then I'll probably put the apple crisp in while people are eating dinner. So I don't need to make any more food right now, but let's go upstairs because what I would like to do now, at some point I'll sit down and take a little rest before it gets into crazy time, but I want to get all of my clothes that I'm donating downstairs and I can kind of start sorting them and thinking about where I want to put all the individual clothes. All the stuff on the bed here is what I'm donating to the clothing swap today. So I'm going to go ahead and load all of that stuff into this hamper and we're going to bring it downstairs and get it organized. All right, you guys, I feel like I've made pretty good progress. It's 12:30. I'm really hopeful that I can get myself in a good place and I can go take a nap. I would love to lay down for like 45 minutes before I have to get it together for guests. So I did a little bit of prep work. You didn't really miss much, but I did go ahead and chop up 3 apples and a pear. I thought it would be fun to add in a pear just for a little extra flavor for funsies, and you guys have heard me talk about it. I diced it into tiny, tiny little pieces because I don't really like fruit desserts. So by making the pieces really teeny tiny, I think I'll be able to stomach it a little bit easier. And so I'm going to put that into a large mixing bowl. I'm going to add half a cup of brown sugar. You could use light or dark. I just happen to have light in my little brown sugar container right now. It kind of alternates back and forth. I am going to add 1/4 cup all-purpose flour, and I'm going to end up having to go down to the basement to get more because I need flour for the topping too, and I definitely don't have enough here. But 1/4 cup, right now we're doing the filling actually, so 1/4 cup for the filling, a little bit of vanilla extract, some nutmeg. I usually go light on the nutmeg. Nutmeg is a very strong flavor. It comes through really strongly, and then cinnamon is usually the one that I go heavy on. And that is all she wrote for this. I'm not going to add salt because the butter that I'm using today is salted. You know what? Is this vegan? I think I'm going to swap out the butter for coconut oil because a couple of our friends are coming later today. They're not going to be able to participate in the event, but they want to still come and hang out. And I imagine that'll probably be around the time I'm serving dessert, and they're vegan. So I think I'm going to, the only thing that would make this not vegan, I think, is the butter. So I'll just do coconut oil, and then they can enjoy this dessert as well. So I think that'll work out nicely. All right, and that's all that we're doing. This is the filling, and actually this doesn't really look like a whole lot. The recipe said to do 8 apples. I felt like that was a lot, but I might chop up a couple more apples. We'll see what it looks like. For the topping portion, we need 3/4 a cup of flour, which I almost have, but that's okay. It's good to keep these filled up anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fill my container up. I like to use King Arthur flour. I did just put in an Azure order, and so I will also have quite a bit of their flour here soon. I ordered 30 pounds of it, I think. We're also doing 3/4 a cup of brown sugar. I'm going to add 1 cup of oats. And then you want half a cup of butter. I'm going to do half a cup of coconut oil. And that's, I think I have a little more than that left in this jar. So I'm just going to do some spoonfuls in here because you're supposed to cube the butter. So by just doing some spoonfuls, I think it's pretty much the same effect. The coconut oil was definitely a little bit harder to cut in than butter would have been, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's a pretty nice coarse texture now, and I think it's going to make a really nice crumbly topping to our apple crisp. So that worked out pretty nice. Everything is ready now. We've got our mixture ready, which, you know what, I think I am probably going to go ahead and peel and cut up a couple more apples. It's just looking really puny to me. We have a lot more topping than we have apples. So I'll go ahead and peel and chop up a couple more. And then all I'm going to do is put them in my baking dish. I'm going to spray a baking dish, and I'm just going to stick it in the oven with the oven off because I'm not ready to cook this, but there's no reason why I can't make it ahead of time by a few hours and just let it hang out, you know, in the oven, that's the cold oven, no problem. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to take it out of the oven, set it on top of the oven, the stove, preheat the oven, and then when it's preheated, I'll put it in for the appropriate amount of time, which I think for this is 25 minutes, I'm pretty sure. And I will bake it, and I probably won't talk to you when I do that because I'll have guests here, but I will likely show you what it looks like at least. Give you some nice B-roll footage of me serving it. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with this crumble topping, And I'm glad that I'm going ahead and getting this done and out of the way. So all I have to do is bake it, and I don't have to worry about assembling anything or making anything when I have guests here. You preheat the oven to 350. And you bake it for 45 minutes or until the topping is golden brown and the fruit juices are bubbling around the edges. And you know, I was standing here and I was starting to feel kind of, not overwhelmed because I'm fine, but just kind of like, I had like a sourpuss on my face, you know? You ever like realize that you're lost in thought and you're just like kind of feeling meh? There's no reason for that. And I have my kitchen windows open and I felt this lovely warm breeze across my face and it made me smile, and I stopped what I was doing and I praised God for this beautiful day and the opportunity to serve a beautiful meal to my wonderful friends, and just how blessed, you know? So I wiped that sourpuss off my face, I smiled, I praised God, and now we are moving on. So this is good. I have a lid here, so I'm gonna go ahead and cover this up. And like I said, stick it in my cold oven, and then when I'm ready to bake it, I'll take it out, preheat the oven to 350, put it in, bake it for 45 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I have napped, but now it's time to get moving. It is 1:55. I'm doing great. I have an hour, and all I have to do is get these brie and jam crescent rolls put together. I think I am probably going to wash the lettuce and just get it in its bowl and cover it with a towel, just so it's out, because everything else is already prepared. I put the walnuts, or pecans, I've got them right here actually, in a little bowl. Same with the cranberries and the egg too. So that's all set. The cheese is already shredded. Everything is good to go with that. I would like to get the drinks all prepared and in their appropriate container. I still need to vacuum. But really, it's not going to, an hour is plenty of time to do these things. I'm feeling really good. But I do want to go ahead and get these crescent rolls ready. I'm not going to bake them quite yet because I'm going to serve them with the salad. And I just don't want to have to work on any of this stuff when I have guests here. So that's why I'm going ahead and preparing everything now. So right now I have a round of brie, and I'm just going to cut it into pieces, probably I'd say this big. It's a nice little chunk of brie. And then here I have homemade strawberry jam from my mama, and I have homemade blueberry apricot jam from Heidi. So I've got a red and a blue, so 2 different flavors, and I think that's going to be really tasty. All right, and then, by the way, these are the Aldi brand crescent rolls. Aldi brand all day right now because I'm poor. But look at these. These are sweet Hawaiian crescent rolls, and I don't know, I saw them and I was like, let's try it. I love Hawaiian rolls. Love, love, love those. I love making ham and cheese sandwiches out of them. So I thought, why not? All right. Let's get a couple of these put together just so I can show you, and then I'm going to fly through these really quick. So I've got a crescent roll here. I'm going to put a little bit of jam. We'll start with, I'll go ahead and do some strawberries. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of jam. I'm gonna take a nice little chunk of brie, place it right in the middle, and then I'm just gonna roll this yummy baby up. And it looks like this. There's probably gonna be a little bit of jam that comes out, and that's okay with me. And then I have some prepared cookie sheets over here that I sprayed with nonstick cooking spray, and I'm just gonna line them up. One more thing that I am probably gonna do, so I'll just go ahead and tell you now because I don't know if I'll catch it on camera once things really start moving and grooving around here. I am at the end, right as I'm serving these after they have baked, they're hot and they're fresh and I'm about to put them out for people, I am going to drizzle them with honey. And I think that that is going to just be absolutely delicious. The inspiration behind this, I will say I did not see this recipe anywhere. I came up with this one on my own. Not to say that it's never been done before. I just didn't see it anywhere. I came up with this. But that's because back when Heidi and I got together, I made a charcuterie board, and then she kind of made her own too. And I had a wheel of brie, Ritz crackers, a little thing of strawberry jam, and a little thing of honey. And that's how we were eating them. We were putting jam on a cracker, cutting some brie and putting it on there, and then dipping it in the honey and eating it, and it was so good. Oh my gosh, it was my favorite thing on the board. And so when I was trying to come up with appetizer ideas for this party, I just had the idea of doing that, but in a crescent roll, and that could be my bread to go with my salad. So that is the plan, and I'll let you guys know at the end of this video how they turned out. I just ran around like a chicken with its head cut off. I did a whole lot of stuff in a really short amount of time, and I didn't record it because I wanted to focus. I cut up the little breads for the bruschetta, and I used this little tool that I have, I love this thing, to coat them with an olive oil garlic salt mixture, and that's all it was. It was just some olive oil and some garlic salt mixed together and painted onto the little breads. I have them in the oven right now at 350. I'm toasting them up only a little. I don't want them to be like hard necessarily, but I want them to hold up to the tomato mixture. They might actually even be done. Yeah, I think I am gonna take them out. Oh, they smell so good. Yeah, those look lovely. Perfect. I'm gonna let these cool before I I'm gonna let those cool before I put the tomato mixture on there. I trayed up the pimento cheese with the pita crackers that I bought for it. So this is all set to put out there on the table. I washed the lettuce for the salad, and I'm just gonna set it aside and probably throw a towel over it. And then I cooked up some bacon for the Bloody Marys. I chopped up some celery for the Bloody Marys, and I put some olives on toothpicks for the Bloody Marys. Next, I'm going to go ahead and get my mimosa stuff together. This bowl is clean. I have the apple cider cranberry juice mixture from earlier. It's been in the mini fridge in the breezeway. I'm gonna pour that in. This I'm gonna put right in my empty dishwasher. And then I have 2 ginger beers. These are non-alcoholic, but warning, the alcohol is coming momentarily. And then these are, how do you pronounce this? San Pellegrino. San Pellegrino. They are orange flavored sparkling drinks. 2 of those. So I'm gonna pour in both of these ginger beers. And I'm gonna pour in both of these orange drinks. Tom was very sweet and he got me some ice, which helps me a lot. So I'm gonna put a hefty amount of ice in here. And then I'm gonna pour the rest of the ice in this black container that I have sitting here. Next, I have a couple oranges, and I'm gonna go ahead and slice these up really quickly. The best way is to cut it right down the middle like this in half. And then you can just go down it and very quickly chop it into slices. Okay, those are all sliced up. I was gonna do apples too, but to be honest with you, I don't have time, and it's 3 o'clock, like it's 3 o'clock right now. So this is all good. I'm gonna set this probably right here. In this pitcher, I have water. So I have this other bag of ice here. I'm gonna go ahead and just fill this pitcher. I already have water in it. I'm just gonna fill it the rest of the way with ice. And then I'm gonna put the rest of the ice in here. Let me show you the liquor that I have. I'm really excited about it. So, warning, liquor coming out. I have this Bloody Mary mix that I'm really excited about. I think it's gonna be really good. Got organic. Looks really good. I'm going to put this, and this is my big party tip for you. I feel like so far a lot of this has been pretty run-of-the-mill. I have this black tub here that I fill with ice and put my things that need to be kept cold in there, and it doesn't leak or anything. It's perfect. This is the Prosecco. It's organic. It was made with organic grapes. I thought that was exciting. I'm not going to put the Prosecco in the punch. People can do that if they are interested. And then lastly, again for the Bloody Mary, I found organic vodka. And I just thought it was so cute. So I'm going to put this in here as well. So there you go. And I'll pan over all of this so you can see it all. I do need glasses for the Bloody Mary. So this is easy. This has all been, you know, chilling and marinating and hanging out in the fridge. It smells delicious. So I'm just going to spoon some on to each little bread. And then at the end, when I've done all of them, but I'll do these 3 right now for you, I'm going to take my balsamic glaze and just give them a quick sprinkle like this. And they're going to be delicious. And look at how pretty that is. That looks really good. Yeah, that looks delicious. Oh, yum. I have Heidi. Hi. So it's just me and her right now. I changed because I legit sweated through what I was wearing. That was hard work, and it's really hot, right? It's like 70 something today.
It's super warm.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna take you around really quickly and show you what we ended up with before other people get here. So over here I've got my little sanitize station. We're doing purses, scarves, bras and jammies and stuff. This is gonna be the shirt table over here. I'm hanging dresses up in front of my French doors. I don't know, I think it looks nice. If anyone brings shoes, I'm gonna line them up in front of the couch. And then in here, I ended up doing jeans, skirts, shorts, other pants. I'm just gonna hang coats off of the chairs in the dining room. And then this table is gonna be like the home decor and kitchen stuff. And Heidi brought a freaking Keurig. And I got a waffle maker over here. And yeah, so this is gonna be really fun. No one else is here yet, but I'm glad. Can we just take a minute to praise the people who don't show up to parties exactly at the time that they start? Thank you. I love that. So now I'm just gonna take you through really quick and show you the drinks. Over here I've got the water. I've got the alcoholic beverages in the ice and the cups for that. The stuff to go along with the Bloody Marys. Over here I've got the stuff to make the mimosa, which this looks really refreshing. And then these are the bruschettas and the pimento cheese dip. I'm gonna go ahead and take these out into the living room and I'll show you where I'm going to be putting these. I'm gonna put them right on this table. I've got some cute little pumpkin plates and some napkins. And these are just little munchies for people while we are going through the clothes. Holy cow, has this party experience been crazy or what? So it is now the next day. It is Sunday and I worked all day today at the hospital. My party was yesterday. The time change happened last night and praise the Lord for it because I was able to get an extra hour of sleep last night because I hosted a party, went to bed around, I don't know, maybe midnight. A little before midnight, and then I had to be to work this morning at 7:30 in the morning. That's not fun, but it's okay because I got an extra hour of sleep thanks to the time change. So that was timed well. But I just wanted to recap really quickly. This was a whirlwind, and I'm so determined to get this video up today, Sunday, because I really want to stay on schedule. And so I'm done editing it. I'm literally sitting in front of my computer right now, filming a little outro for you, which is kind of funny to me. But the party overall went really, really well. Everybody had a great time. It was a small crew, but I really liked it that way. It gave me the chance to kind of work out the kinks and get a good flow, because I said that this is going to be an annual thing. So next year I'll feel better equipped to tackle it. I kind of understand now the clothing swap and how I want to run it and things like that. So it'll be really good for next time. The crescent rolls turned out so good. They were a hit. There are none left. They were either eaten or people requested to take them home. So they're all gone. There's no apple crisp left. Same thing. They either ate it or requested to take some. It was delicious. I was worried the coconut oil was going to be like really overwhelming in the apple crisp, but it wasn't. Very subtle. It was delicious. The salad was really popular. I definitely did notice that people were really excited when they saw a salad. You can tell a lot of people don't go to parties expecting to be served, bruschettas and salads and homemade apple crisp and, healthier things. And so it made me really happy and I felt really good. And I actually had a couple of people comment on how I was having an adult party, and not in an inappropriate way, but like, I'm 28 and all of my friends are in their, 20s or early 30s. And we're definitely starting to break into the world of, having hangouts and entertainment that is more age appropriate, and we're not just trying to get blackout drunk every night, you know what I mean? And so for me too, I had, a playlist playing quietly in the background, and it was like Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, and like that kind of music. I love that kind of music. And then I had the fireplace video background on my TV, and I had candles burning. And so, the ladies were just, I think, really appreciative of the really sweet, calm ambiance that I had going. And all in all, it was such a wonderful evening. The food was delicious. We raised money. We had lots of clothes left to donate to the organization that I talked about earlier in the video. All in all, it was a huge success. I'm so, so happy with it. And guys, this was my first party prep video. Oh, I'm so excited about it. I just got done editing it. It's not perfect by any means, but you know what? I'm doing it, and that's all you can do. The only way that you can learn and grow and get better is just by doing. And I'm dang proud of the way the event went, the way the video is looking. I'm happy, I'm pleased, and I'm glad for the experience that it provided for me. And I hope that you learned something from watching and from hanging out with me. And I can't promise I'm going to have these all the time because, like I said, I'm not hosting parties left and right over here right now. It's a very challenging season in life. I'm working hard. I'm busy a lot. But I definitely will absolutely be including more content like this in the future. So if you really liked this, please consider subscribing, and I will have more party prep content for you in the future. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys. Be blessed. Bye.